Yeah. Hello everybody and welcome to the Veedverks Bandit Grand National Series for race number 2 as we come at you live from Road America. We're going ahead and let the cars load up as we get going here. We'll take a look and see how they're going to line up as we get ready to race. Starting on the pole, we have the number 9 of Party People with the number 22 of Corey on his outside. Going into row number 2, we have the number 3 of Riot Hull with the number 2 of iRock on his outside. Next in line, we have number 61 of Miz, followed by the number 18 of Stay High on his outside. 2 words, number 42 will be next in line, followed by the number 1 of Jackson Kelly. The Roll Tide in number 21 is going to round out the field as he took a provision to start to make the race after missing qualifying earlier this afternoon. We're going to be coming at you from Road America this evening, which leads to a lot of good hard racing. Strategy plays a big part in it, with a lot of the track being so big and so many left and right turns, and you really don't want to be the one that's stuck out there, had a chance to make a pit stop yet. If a yellow comes out, you want to already have your stop run so you can stay out while the other guys pit. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to let these guys finish up their pace lap, and then we'll be back for the start. Alright, and we are back as the field is coming and making its way through the final set of corners as they get ready to head onto the front stretch and take the green. So it looks like we have a couple cars get out of shape there back in the pack. We'll see if they can get formed back up in line before the start. The green flag is out, and it looks like the 22 is going to get the jump. Nope. Nope, the 9 is going to get the jump as they come over the top of the hill. It looked like the 22 got a little bit of a head start, but the 9 got him instead coming into turn number 1. Number 3 of Riot's going to dive it in there way too deep. It goes way out wide and tries to pick up one spot. Instead, he's going to lose 3 or 4 spots as they come out of the first corner, heading downhill into the hard right-hander with the number 9 of Party People maintaining the lead. It swings out wide a little bit as Corey tries to get a run on the inside, coming down the backstretch, heading into the next left-hander up in here. We'll see who goes ahead and gets the run as Corey's going to make a peek on the right. As they come down, heading into the hard braking zone, we're going to see who's going to get the spot and who's going to hold on. And it looks like Party wiggles a little bit. Corey closes up the distance, but he's not going to be able to take advantage of it. As they come back up the hill, further in the back in the pack, we're going to go ahead and jump back here. We see Wright continuing to have a little bit of trouble as he's dropped all the way to the back of the pack now. You're going to have to work really hard to try to make those spots back up, and those are not going to be easy to come by. And you see he makes up 1 now, getting by the 42 with 2 words. Come down, he gets a run on the right-hand side of the number 1 of Jackson Kelly. He's going to go ahead and try to get that spot. Kelly's going to try to get a run back by as they come underneath the Speedville banner. Heading into the hard right-hand carousel. This is about a second-geared corner. As they come through, and it can get kind of tempting to want to go faster, but you really got to stay with it, otherwise you'll have what happened there. 2 words back there in the pack, he ran off into the grass. So you really got to pace yourself as you come through there. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to watch him for a minute, and we'll be back in just a second. And we're back as we see the number 3 of Wright continuing to try to make his way through the field. He picks up a spot on the number 61 of Miz, and now he closes on the battle between the 18 and the 21 of Stay High and Roll Tide as they come up the hill to complete lap number 1. So it's been a nice recovery so far as he's picked back up about four of the spots that he lost there on that first set of corners in the opening lap. They come down into the hard right-hander. He's going to try to get 2 for 1 as he looks inside Stay High. He tries to get a run, but Stay High and the number 18 is coming back on him on the outside of the corner. As they come down this long straightaway heading into the next right-hander. He's going to try to stay with him, but Wright tries to outbrake him. He's going to push out, and it looks like his teammate in the 21 is going to let him have the spot. Nope, not just yet. Now as 18 comes running back on the outside as they come underneath the Sargento banner, heading down the long straightaway as they get ready to come into the hard braking area in the next left-hand corner, just ahead down at the bottom of the hill. Coming into the turn, it looks like 18 to Stay High is going to dive it way in there deep. He's going to clear the 21 of Roll Tide and pick up the spot. And just when Wright thought he was going to get 2 for 1, he goes ahead and he falls back to right where he started as Stay High picks up the spot, moving past the 21 of Roll Tide as they come through this really tricky technical part of the corner, heading into the nice right hander to the sharp left before we come up to the carousel for another time. We'll see if the 18 is able to gap him a little bit. Meanwhile, the 3 and the 21 continue to fight for that position. It's letting the 61 and the 42 close back in as they come back underneath the Speedville banner and head down through the right-hand carousel one more time. And it looks like it's going to be the 3 on the outside this time as the 21 goes to the inside. And the 21 is going to try to hold him off, but this time the momentum seems to be carrying the 3 of Riot as they come around another right-hand swinger, and the 21 and the 61 both go wide out into the grass. So that's going to be an easy spot for the 3 car to pick up as he goes ahead and tries to continue to make up time. Going to go ahead and drop back a little bit. Looks like the 61 is back on track in front of the 21 and the 1. And the 42 is the 21 and the 1 continue to fight it out further back there. And it's now a 3-car race for position as the 42 wants to get involved in it. He's going to go ahead and drop back a little bit. And it just seems like his car's setup is a little bit off. He's been kind of riding at the back of the pack, not really making up any time. So we'll have to keep an eye to see if they get any better or if they get any worse. Now we'll go back up here to the front. We see that the number 9 of Party and the 22 of Corey are continuing to battle for the lead. And this is about the same distance they had between them when we left at the start of the first lap. And it looks like Corey gets a little bit better of a run there as they come running down underneath the Sargento Bridge. But it's just not there quite yet as he gets a run, peeks out to the right-hand side, but that's going to be setting him up for the off angle into the corner. And Party's going to go ahead and he's going to dive it in there deep, but Corey goes ahead, gets a little bit better of a run off, and he's going to come off about the same distance. We'll see if he's able to make up any time here in the braking zones, as these guys are putting on a really good battle. They're pretty much staying about a car length apart, but not really room to make a mistake as they're going through the corners too wide at some points here. Right on board to finish this lap up here. You can really see while they were coming through the last half of that lap just how tight and technical it is and just how close and how hard these guys are throwing. They were really, you couldn't fit a piece of paper between the bumpers and those 2 cars at some point going into the corners, and they still managed to go ahead and not get into each other at all. And that's the kind of hard battle we want to see. Looks like the 22 is able to make up some time on the 9 on the braking zones going into the corner. The 9 just seems to get better connection coming out of the corner and drive off. And it seems like he goes ahead and he's able to pull back out on some of the 22 is able to make up. these guys go ahead and go at it. We want to ask you to go ahead and stop by and take a look at our sponsor at the good people at Veedverks.com. They've been one of the leading sellers and researchers as far as CBD products goes. In everything from candles to help odor eliminators and just a general sense of the air around you, as well as lotions to help deal with aches and pains, different pens, oils to help with sleeping aids for people that have issues with sleeping. Or if you need help with focusing, you can go ahead and they have something for that. So go ahead, take a look over there, check them out. We sent you to go check them out. Meanwhile, we watched it come back to this battle, and these guys are heating up as they come down the long straightaway, headed into the sharp right-hand corner. And it's right back there, bumper to bumper, as they go through one more time, continuing the battle for the lead, heading back up through the S's, left to the right, to the left, heading back up, coming up towards the sharp right-hand corner. We see that 22 is going to make a bid for pit road. So he's going to go ahead. He's going to be the first one to take advantage of that strategy. We're going to see how that plays out for him. We'll go ahead and meanwhile see if there's any other takers coming down. So 3 stays out as well as the 2 car. Further back in the pack, we have some contact between the 61 and 42. The 61 is going to dive to pit road. As is the 18 car, so seems like most of the field is going ahead and taking advantage of getting into the pits before the end of the stage here. But the other car, it seems like all the RCR cars intend to stay out, as it looks like they're the only cars that haven't pitted yet. Let's see, we have the 42 of 2 words is still out on track. The 9 of Party People. We have the 22 of Corey coming back onto the track from his pit stop. The 3 of Riot has stayed out, as has the 2 of IROC. So it looks like once things cycle out, Corey should cycle out to about 3rd or 4th, and then the rest of the guys that pitted will be on from there on back. We'll go watch. We'll see if Party goes ahead and pits this time coming by, or if he's going to stay out and make everybody else have to stay out, as we imagine the end of the stage is getting close here. And so these guys got to be getting close to their limits on tires and fuel as well. Do you have enough fuel to make the whole stage without stopping? That's something we hadn't thought about until just here recently. So these guys could be on a point where they're going to try to stretch it out and go for those stage points. We'll have to go ahead and we'll watch, and we'll jump on board here with the leader, number 9, see if he's going a little easier trying to save, or if he's still going out. Let's jump on board and listen while we ride. As we do that, we jumped on board with the number 9, and he ducked on the pit road and was followed by the number 2 of IROC. And it looks like we're going to be inherited to the lead by the number 3 of Riot Hall, as he stays out and assumes the lead of the race. We'll have to see if he goes ahead and he makes a pit stop and then gives the lead up and where everyone cycles out, and we'll be back as we ride along. And we are back as we continue to watch the 3-car of Riot Hell lead. As he comes off the final corner, we'll see if he goes ahead and pits or if he stays out. And we'll take a bit stroke through the field. Yes, he is going to go ahead. He's going to finally hit pit road. This should go ahead and complete the cycle of pit stops. So we're going to go ahead. We'll drop back. It should be the battle for the lead as we'll pick back up the 22 and the 9 as they come back up to the top side of the track. And we see through the cycle of pit stops, the 22 has gotten out in front of the 9 car. And that's probably just the difference between those extra couple laps pitting early and getting fresher tires on and being able to stay out and run harder without having as much give up. By party staying out, you got to figure with the fall off there over the course of the run, it went ahead and it hurt him some as he ended up dropping back. And you can see he went from being about 2 to 3 car lengths at some points ahead of the 22 car. He's now about 5-6 car lengths back and has to work extra hard, try to make up the ground, try to make it back up and get the lead back. So we have a new face out front as we run now. We'll go ahead, we'll take a look back through the field, see where everybody's lined up. We have 22 out front, followed by the number 9. Here we have the 21 swinging way wide as the 18 is going to easily make the pass. Go ahead and pick that spot up. See both the 18 and the 21 overdrive it a little bit in the braking zone, but looks like the 18 had a bit of a better recovery as he gets into the grass a little bit there. And the 21's going to get into the grass as well a little bit, but he holds it on a little bit more, and he's probably going to gap the 18 to stay high there. 15-20 cars, but stay high makes up a big chunk of that coming through the braking areas. The 21 roll tide gets into the grass again, coming through the right-hander carousel. And it looks like stay high in the 18 is eating that ground back up as they come underneath the tire bridge. And he's going to go a little bit too far wide as the roll tide goes a little bit too tight. Go ahead, we're going to gathers it back up and see if he's able to make up time. Probably not going to have enough time to do it here in this first stage, but should have a flag coming out here shortly for it. Get to refresh, regroup, and see if he can pick up those spots and get some more points in the next stage. We have the 21 is also off the track here as they come out of the final corner, heading up towards the stretch. Lost a big chunk of time. And the 2 of our rock also going off the track here. Meanwhile, in a fierce battle between the 61 and the 42 as they head down into turn number 1. The 61 has the position on the 42, coming out of the right-hander and heading back down the hill as they come towards the second right-hander on the track. And then out of turn number 2, the 61 is going to maintain the position on the 42 as they get the run out of there. 61 is going to start to gap him a little bit heading in towards turn number 3. And we'll see if he's able to keep the run and keep the momentum, hold the spot off. And into turn 3, the 42 tries to outbrake him, but he's not going to get the spot. It looks like the 18 to stay high had some more trouble as we saw his car slowing off the track there. Coming back up to speed, it looks like maybe he had some bad adjustments on his last pit stop or something like that. It just seems like the car does not have the speed. He's probably just trying to make it out through that stage and see if he can't come back, make some adjustments on it, and get back in contention. Meanwhile, the 61 of Miz is starting to pull away from the 42 of Two Words a little bit as they come around the carousel one more time. And he gets into the grass a little bit with his right side tires, drifts out a little bit with his left sides underneath the tire bridge, and heading into the fast right-hander as they come around the corner. And it looks like the 42 drifts a little bit wide, but he keeps it under control, and he's going to not lose too much ground as they head down this long back straightaway into another really hard, tight braking zone to the right. And it looks like the 42 is going to try to make up some ground, but he gets a little bit out of shape coming out of the corner. Is he going to stay in it? He's going to stay in it. He's going to not make up much ground as they come towards the top side of the track. Heading into the last set of corners as they get ready to come back up to complete another lap as they run up the hill. This 42 gets a little bit of a run as they come up. Is he going to be able to pull it off, or is he not going to be able to get around him? Coming to the flag this time, and he's going to be the 61 ahead of him for the spot. Thank you. And we are getting word this is the final lap of the stage. We're going to go ahead and jump back up here to the leader, see if 9 has been able to make up any ground on the 22. No, the 22 of Corey has pulled out a little bit, quite a bit on the 9 of Party, so he's going to have his work cut out to make up that kind of time. Meanwhile, we have the 2 of IROC trying to mount a charge on the 21 of Roll Tide as they go ahead and come back up the hill. He tried to dive it in there deep on that right-hand side on the outside, but wasn't able to make the spot. And now the 21 of Roll Tide runs wide as they come out of the corners, heading back down towards it. And coming into the left-hander. IROC is gonna set him up. He's gonna try to dive it in there. He throws it in there way deep, goes ahead, clears the 21. Coming back underneath the speedbill, he gets into the dirt a little bit, and it looks like he is out of power. We don't know if that looks like he may have hit the kill switch, and now he's going to come under fire from the 61 and the 42. They're going to try to mount a challenge and get that spot as well. So some kind of technical issue there really affected the number 2 of IROC, as he went from battling the 21 of Roll Tide for the spot to just barely being able to hang on, as we see the 61 and the 42 both run wide back. They're behind him. 42 gathers it up first. He's going to go ahead and get the spot on the 61. And you can tell it's the final lap of the stage because everyone is driving as hard as they can to try to go ahead and get as many spots as they can. And we're going to see, looks like the 22, Corey is 1 in the stage, followed by the 9 of Party. 3 of Riot is going to be in 3rd. And we will go ahead and we'll get you a revised lineup once these guys finish their pit stops. We'll be back after this for the start of the 2nd stage. And we are back here for the start of the 2nd stage, and it looks like we're going to have to change up the lineup. We have the number 61 of Miz starting on the front row, followed by the 22 of Corey. Inside row 2 is going to be the number 9, followed by the 3, 21, 2, 42, 1, and 18 will round out the field as they go into turn number 1. The 61 goes ahead and holds off a challenge from the 22 of Corey as they come out of turn number 1, heading downhill towards turn number 2. We have this 22 of Corey getting a challenge from the outside by the number 9 of Party People. Meanwhile, Riot in the 3 goes ahead and stays down there on the inside, tucked behind Corey. Coming out of turn number 2, heading down towards turn 3. They are 3 wide for a moment as they get a big run coming down turn 3. We have the early dominant car, 22 of Corey, dropping way back to the field. Meanwhile, the number 9 of Party People tries to recover from the spots he lost in pit road earlier as Corey gets really out of shape heading into the sharp left-hander. And it looks like he's going to lose some more spots and continue to drop back. He's going to go all the way back to the back of the pack. And he tries to make a challenge back on the inside of the 18, but he's not able to make anything of it. Meanwhile, we have the 21 car of Roll Tide also off the track. We'll have to see if we can find out any word from what happened to him. Meanwhile, back up front here, we have the number 9 of Party People trying to hold off a challenge from the 3 of Riot as they head down through the speed build tires and they head into the hard right-handers. They come up through. Remember, folks, this is where you got to be careful. You don't want to get above second gear and overdrive it, and it's very easy to do. As you come out of the hard right carousel, heading down the long back straightaway, this is another corner that's easy to overdrive it. You really don't want to. It's tempting. It's easy because it looks like you can hold so much more speed as they come down the long back straightaway, getting into another hard braking zone with the right-hander as they get ready to come back up the hill to finish another lap. You'll see them come through the S's up here. First to the right, then to the left, then back up here to the right as they go ahead and continue the long climb and get ready to make this final right-hander as they come out and get ready to climb the hill, heading up the front straightaway, and we will see it's going to be the number 9 of Party. It looks like is going to lead the first lap of stage number 2 as they climb the hill. Roll it right, tries to make a run, but it's too far, too back, and can't make it up before they get to the stripe that time. Party is going to lead lap number 1 of stage 2. Going to go ahead and drop back a little bit further. No, we're not, as we see Riot trying to mount a challenge going into turn number 1. He says it's my turn to get up front. As they come out of turn number 1, Riot and the number 3 car makes the move as he takes the lead back from Party and the number 9. But Party's not done yet. He dives it back to the inside of Riot and the number 3 as they come out of turn number 2, heading down towards turn number 3. They are side by side. We'll see who gets the lead if they're going to stay like this as they come out of the next set of corners. Underneath the cheese bridge, they go ahead, heading down the long straightaway, getting ready, coming into the hard braking zone up ahead. Who's going to hold on to it? Is it going to be Party on the outside in the 9? Yes, he dives it in deep. He's going to get off. Nope, he gets stuck in the kitty litter, and we are going to have a new leader. As Riot in the number 3 car takes the lead as he stays out of the kitty litter while Party goes ahead and drives it a little too deep. Coming under this bridge, he goes ahead, gets a little bit in the grass, but maintains control. So now we have the new leader, the number 3 of Riot Hull, and he's got a nice, big, comfortable gap, so he can kind of just ride, take it easy, and we'll see if he's able to maintain this lead. I'm going to go ahead and drop back further in the pack, and we see the number 2 of IROC getting out of shape as he's going to drop back to the pack. Looked like a case where he just ran wide. We've seen that quite a few times, and we see him go wide again here as he gets ready to come underneath the speed build tire. And then down towards... getting ready to start the right-hander carousel, and it looks like he's back going on track, but that probably took some life out of his tires. So we're going to have to see if he's able to recover from that with an early pit stop. There's some changes to his car setup, but it definitely doesn't seem to be handling right as we see him a little bit sideways there, getting under the brakes coming into the right-hander. Heading down the long back straightaway, it looks like, yep, he's back there. Meanwhile, we have a car we didn't expect to see jump up, but he made up quite a few spots with an alternate pit strategy by staying out, it looks like, with the 61 as he continues his good run tonight. We drop back to the 18, stay high, and he had a decent night tonight. He had a good first half of this first stage. Then it seemed like he made the wrong adjustments on the pit stops or something, but his car just wasn't the same after that. But it looks like they made some right adjustments on it as he goes ahead and he continues to put together a nice solid night. Looking like he is running in the solidly in the top 5. that's what it's like to run a lap here around Road America. Lots of elevation changes, lots of lefts and rights, blind corners, and a lot of them look more inviting than they really are. As we see our leader gets off the track a little bit there coming into turn number 1 to show you, even if you're having a really good race and a nice solid day where you're in charge and in the lead car, it's still very easy to make a mistake here. And it's a very tight technical track. We go ahead and we jump outboard. You see the number 9 of Party is making a challenge as he tries to make a run back at the number 3 of Riot Hull. He's going to go ahead, he's going to try to take a look on the inside as they come into there, but nope, no, it's not there for him to take advantage of as they climb up the hill. They're going to come out about the same gap as they had going in. And it looks like Riot's going to swing a little bit wide there coming out of the corner. And go ahead, we're going to jump. See if we can't get on board Party people in the number 9 car. Watch as he makes his attack as he continues to try to make a charge back. We're having some early trouble here at the start of the second stage. We got off track. He had a lot of distance to make up on the 3 car of Riot Hull here. And he's gone ahead, he's made up all that time. He's right here on the back bumper, and it looks like he's going to get through his carousel a little bit better as they come out, heading back underneath the bridge, getting ready towards the gradual slope and right-hander. It's a pretty high-speed corner. They're in 3rd gear easily here as they come through. Some of them even stay in 4th gear, so that way they can keep their RPMs up and get this momentum going as they come down this long back straightaway into the next tight right-hand braking zone. You see Riot swings it wide as Party cuts it short. He gets it. They both get into the grass and off the track a little bit, and it looks like Riot's going to pull away a little bit and get a little bit of a gap as they come up the hill and get ready towards the final turn where they head up the hill towards the start-finish line, complete another lap. See if either of them go ahead and try to make an early pit stop while the other one stays out. Looks like they're both going to stay out. So we saw those people in the first stage that pitted early played a factor that led to a lead change with Corey getting on the pressure tires early. So we'll have to watch and see if that plays into effect here in the second stage as well, or if they all go ahead and decide to pit at the same time to get set up for the final stage. You get points paid out at the end of the stage, so every point matters, as we've seen it come to within just a couple of points between drivers making the chase and not making the chase. So you really know, especially there when it gets close to the end, these guys are going to try hard. We see here Party's trying to make another look to the left and try to challenge Riot in the number 3 car for the lead. As they come down into turn number 3, we'll see if he's able to make it stick this time, and it looks like he's going to make it stick as we have a change for the lead. As they come up the hill, getting ready to head towards another tight left-hander, and Party's going to go ahead and hold on to the lead as they come out of the left, heading up towards the hard right-hander. Go ahead, hits the brakes, gets onto it as they come through the left, getting ready to set up for the next carousel to the right. And that's always a tricky part. If you're able to make it through there, we've been preaching it all night. It's a very inviting corner where you look at it and you say, all right, I can easily run this thing 3rd or 4th gear, but it's really, really tight. It's a downhill, off-angle slope. So you have to really watch yourself and pay attention as you come through there. And make sure you don't gas it up too early as you get ready to come underneath the tire bridge. Heading in towards this sloping right-hander, getting ready to head onto this another long back straightaway. It's very, very important to get out of that corner really good so you can keep your speed up. As long as you get out of it right, you'll do like the number 9 is doing here, where you start to pull away from the number 3. But you don't do it just right, and he'll be right there as we see the 3 dives it in there, forcing the 9 out wide. The 9 is Party. He's going to go ahead and he's going to hold on. He's going to start to pull back away from the 3 and gap him again as they come out, getting ready to come through the final set of corners and make a run towards the lap. And then we see the number 9 of Party goes ahead and opts for the off strategy. He's going to be the first one to hit pit road, it looks like, as he ducks in this time. We'll see if anyone else follows him in. See the number 2 of IROC gets off the track again as he seems to be having an off night. And we have the 18 and the 42 to go ahead and dive into the pits as well this time, as well as the 21 of Roll Tide. The 22 of Corey stays out. Riot Hell continues on the track. We'll see if IROC goes ahead and goes in this time. His car seems to be off. He seems like he's been waiting for a chance to pit and make some adjustments on it. Yes, the 2 of IROC goes ahead and he dives into pit road. We're going to give him a chance to make some well-needed adjustments to it. Meanwhile, we have the 1 and the 61 still out here. We'll see if they're going to go ahead and they're going to stay out. Yep, they're going to stay up and continue another lap on the track. They're going to save their tires for later. Meanwhile, we have the 18 and the 21 coming back out. It looks like the 21 is going to get around the 18 coming through out of the pits. And the 18 to stay high runs a little bit wide there coming out of turn number 1. And the 42 goes way off the track as he goes off there into the kitty lit grass. And he says, I want to be a lawnmower today. He hasn't had the best of nights tonight, but he's been around the back of the pack most of the night. And seems like he picked up a couple of spots there, though, through the pit stops. Whether it was because he had a really good entry and exit, or he might have gone with an alternate strategy, trying fuel only or just 2 tires. But either way, he's picked up a couple spots, and he's going to try to make some spots up there to get some extra points at the end of the second stage once we get to that point. We'll see. The number 1 and the 61 have still continued to stay out. We'll see if the number 3 goes ahead and goes in this time, or if he continues out on the track. And yep, here we go. The number 3 of Riot Hell, our leader of the race, goes ahead and he makes his decision to come into pit road. So we're going to go ahead. We'll see how he comes back out. With the number 9 of Party coming out, pitting before him, he should have the advantage and be able to have a bigger gap than when pit stop started, just by those extra couple of laps out there on fresh tires. We see him as he slowly makes his way down pit road. Meanwhile, the 2 of IROC, we'll see if he goes ahead and makes up any time. Now this should be our battle for the lead right now, as the number 1 of Kelly goes way off the track, and 61 of Miz is going to go ahead. He's going to give around him and take that spot. So this should be the first of our cars that hasn't pitted yet. We'll go ahead and we'll keep an eye on him as we see that 1 of Kelly goes wide again in the background, but he keeps it straight and gets back on. We'll see if the 61 pits this time or if he decides to run another lap. And the 61 of Miz does decide to pit, and that goes ahead. Jackson Kelly, the number 1, stays out, so he will inherit the race lead. Okay. I'm sorry, we're getting an update for scoring. That is not for the lead. That's further back in the pack towards the back half of the top 10. Looks like the number 3 of Riot has gotten back around Party. We apologize for that scoring error. So the pit stop sequence definitely worked out more in Riot's favor that time, as he goes a little bit wide and gets off into the grass, coming underneath the tire bridge, heading towards the slope. He's still fighting that car for control. He's back left and right fishtailing, and that is just letting Party close up really quickly in the number 9 car as they go ahead and get that long run where momentum is so important. And Riot just lost a ton of it as he came out of the carousel there, down the long straightaway, heading in towards the slope. And you can see it now. It's really closed up to where it's just a matter of a couple of car lengths. And Riot's really going to need to hit his marks in the number 3 car if he's going to plan on holding on to this lead and holding on to these points. We see. Of Party is trying to close back in. Let's see if we can jump on board with him around for that. See if he's able to make up any ground with number 3 of Riot. riding on board. As you saw him make the pass, as party people in the number 9 gets back around Riot Hall in the number 3. And it seemed like the carousel's really where he's been making up most of his time all night long. Riot's had his points where he's been better. As we see the number 9 gets on 2 wheels there. Is he going to go ahead? Is he going to hold on to it? He gathers it back up as they come through the final set of corners, heading up to complete another lap. And wow, that was a heck of a save there as Riot or Party put it on his right side wheels after he got on the curb, got up way up there, about 45-degree angle, and managed to put that car back down on all 4 wheels, keep control, and hold on to the spot. As they head into turn number 1, he's going to gap the number 3. And it looks like they're going to be catching up to some more cars up ahead as they catching the number 22 of Corey. Oh, we see the number 9 of Party gets out of shape big time as he gets off into the grass, hits the inside wall and then the outside wall, and then the number 3 of Riot also gets out of shape as he tries to avoid and gets off into the grass. Both of them gather it up as they get together once more while they're trying to save it as they come back into the carousel. And would you believe it or not, after all of that and that big of an incident, they are right back the exact same distance apart that they were before that contact started. So a big slip up there for the number 9 of Party, and it almost cost him and Riot and the 3 cars big time, but both drivers managed to gather him up, keep him going, and not lose any positions on the racetrack and not really lose any time on the track, doesn't look like. Looks like Riot runs a little wide there again in the number 3 car. As he's going to go ahead and gather it back up. He definitely lost a lot of time on that one there. So we'll see. He's probably not going to be able to make it up before the end of this stage, but we'll see if he's able to before the end of the race. Meanwhile, we see Party in the number 9 continuing to try to chase down Corey in the 22. We'll see if he has enough laps to do it. That would be the end of the second stage. It looks like it's going to go to 22 of Corey, followed by the number 9 of Party, 3 of Riot, 18 of Stay High with 4th, followed by 42 of Two Words, 21 of Roll Tide, the number 1, 1 the 61, and the 2. We'll be back after this pit stop for the start of the third stage and see who's going to take it all as the Veedverks Bandit Grand National Series gets ready to wrap it up here at Road America Raceway. And we are back. We see the race off pit road has the 22, followed by the 9, the 3, 18, the 1, the 2, 3, 18, 42, 21, 1, the 2, and the 61 will be rounding up the field. As they go into turn number 1 to start the final stage. It looks like the 3 of Riot gets off track a little bit. He's going to get into it with the 22 of Corey, the 9 Party. It looks like just about everyone's going to keep it going. Corey loses some time on the track, and it looks like the biggest hit goes to Riot Hall in the 3 car. He's going to lose all of his track position after going off in the kitty lane. So we'll have to see if he's able to come back from that. Meanwhile, back up front, we have the number 9 of Roll Tide trying to make a challenge The 21 of roll tide, I'm sorry, to make a challenge on the number 9 of Riot. Meanwhile, there's some contact between the 2, the 18, and the 21, and the 21 gets the worst of it on that deal. We have the 2 trying to dive bomb inside the 18. A little bit of contact as they come to the corner. They gather it back up. The 18 takes the spot back to the 2 and goes ahead and opens up the door for the number 1 to dive inside the 2 and try to get the spot. The 2's going to hold them off as they come down, get ready for the hard break and left-hander, and get ready to set you up for the carousel. Looks like the number 1 is going to try to make another run at the 2, and he's going to go ahead. He's not going to be able to do anything with it. And it looks like everyone's going to come out the way they went in as they go ahead and all hold off. It looks like 42 gets off into the grass a little bit further back. Yep, there he goes again, off into the grass. Let's see if he's able to gather up. It's the 22 and the 21 get by him. And just like that, the 42 goes from all the way up towards the front, all the way back to the back. As the 21 of roll tide gets off into the grass as well. So we have all sorts of action here to start the third stage. The 21 and the 42 are still trying to get back under control, and it looks like they're going to finally gather it back up and get rolling again. And wow, what a crazy start to the final stage. Meanwhile, we're going to go back up here. We're going to see that we have the number 2 and the 1 still battling as the 1 goes way off the track into the grass this time. And now the 22 of Corey's going to pick up the spot from the 1 of Jackson Kelly. And that was a perfect time to jump over there as these guys just, you can tell they're pushing it for everything they can just by the fact that they're going off. They know this is when it counts. This is when you got to be at your best. This is when you're going to make the most time. And it shows you just how close to the edge you're already running. As we look here at the number 18 to Stay High, as he currently runs in the second position behind Party People in the number 9. And see the number 2 of IROC. This is what we're talking about, how hard it is. He goes off the track again. He's going to come under challenge from the 22 of Corey. Corey's going to easily get the spot as they go ahead and come back underneath the cheese bridge. Heading up down the long straightaway, getting ready to come up to the hard break and left-hander. We'll see if he's able to try to mount a challenge back on Corey in the 22. As he goes ahead, it looks like he gets into the brakes a little hard. She starts to wiggle a little bit, but he keeps it under control. He's going to close in on the 22, but not quite get there. As they come underneath the vet bridge, going ahead, banging to the hard left, getting ready to set up for the right-hander. And IROC's going to keep trying to look. He's right there. Just needs to get that run just right. It just doesn't seem like he's able to get it. Now Corey in the 22 goes ahead and starts to pull away from him a little bit, and he has to try to defend. And the number 1 of Jackson Kelly as they get ready to come underneath the Speedville tire, heading up, setting up for the big long right-hand carousel as they come through it. And it looks like Corey's going to pull away a little bit, but IROC's going to start to pull away from Jackson Kelly some. And as he goes ahead and holds on to the spot, he's going to see if he can recover anymore. Gets into the grass a little bit coming through the gentle right-hand sloper. And Jackson gets off more, though, as he goes off way into the grass. Meanwhile, Stay High up here is running, having a good solid race as he continues to run. But Party, we had a feeling he was going to be the sleeper, and from the way he ran in preseason, he won 2 out of the 3 races. The only race that he didn't win was the Bandit series, so you might think that this series owes him one, just because of how he had pulled it off for both the Cup Series and the Gunman Truck Series. And he seems to be having a really solid night tonight. He had to come back from a little bit of adversity. He had some bad luck there early in the second stage, but he stayed with it. He struggled through it, kept at it all night long, and got himself a nice, comfortable lead, it looks like, right now. So, unless something major happens that alters the course of the race, it's probably be his for the taking. Meanwhile, we drop back some. And here we see the number 18 to Stay High as he continues to run into second position. And he's really had a nice quiet night. A little bit of trouble earlier on, but he's really stayed consistent, stayed through it. And he's kind of putting up a nice solid top 5 night. So, it shows you that a nice hard work goes ahead, pays off. Should be a decent point nights for him. We'll drop back a little bit further. Here we see Corey in the 22 as he runs in third position, trying to continue to make up time that he lost to Stay High in the 18 earlier. Corey had a strong car early on. He had some bad luck, though, at the start of this year final stage. After him, the 3 of Riot Hull and the 9 of Party all got together going into turn number 1 when it looked like Riot missed his braking or just wasn't ready for it, and got caught out by surprise. He got out of shape and ended up in the kitty litter. Corey got pushed off into the grass, but he's gone ahead and he's continued his march up towards the front as he's moved back up into the 3rd position. Here we see IROC in the number 2 car. He's had an off and on kind of night, currently running in the 4th position. He had a car that didn't seem to be handling the best earlier on in the race, and they definitely worked on it very, very hard as they tried to make it better, make adjustments during pit stops, and he's had a decent recovery as he's moved up into the 4th position and putting together a nice solid night. We'll look one more back here. We have the number 1 of Jackson Kelly. He's put in a pretty quiet night. He spent most of the night running at the back half of the top 10. Currently running in the 5th position as they go ahead and finish out another lap. And it's been one of those ones that's just been kind of quiet, putting it together and trying not to give anybody any issues. And he's going ahead, putting a nice solid night together, running along the top 5 position. Jump back one more here. We have the number 42 of Two Words, and he's had a little bit of a rough night. He goes ahead and rolls along in the 6th position, and he's been off track a couple of times, but they've also stayed at it, just like the 18 to Stay High. And they've gone ahead and they're continuing a nice decent night, just running just outside the top 5 as they go ahead, currently running in 6th position, and they're trying to hold off a couple of fierce challenges from cars running behind them as they go ahead and everyone tries to work their way up, get at least into the top 5 for the first road course event of the season, as we have our 2nd race of the season firmly underway. Go ahead and we'll drop back one more. Right here, drop back here, the number 21 of Roll Tide, currently running in the 7th position as he tries to chase down the 42 of Two Words to try to continue his climb up towards the top 5. And Roll Tide's had a bit of an off and on night as well. Seems like that's been the theme for a few drivers. Ones that were strong early on haven't had the best of the runs here lately in the second half of the race, but ones that weren't having the best of runs in the second half seem to have gone ahead and stuck through it and rallied their ways back up to a good run. 7th place is a respectable run here for Roll Tide in the 21. Yeah, it's a solid night. It's a top 10 night. That's really all you can ask for. Is if you put in the solid good runs and make the best of a bad situation when you have them, then the points will take care of themselves. So we see him get a little bit off track here, but he maintains control and goes ahead, continues on. We see the number 1 of Jackson Kelly gets off the track here, so he's going to lose a few positions there, as that's going to put him back to 7th position. And no, 8th position as it moves up. Excuse me. The 42, as well as the 21 and the 61 of Miz, who we were just about to get to. As Miz will move up from 8th position where he was running when we started the run back up to the 7th position. And he's had a pretty nice solid night. He tried some different pit strategy earlier, gave him some track position, was able to go ahead and hold on to it pretty well for the first part of the run, and seems like just some race contact that went ahead, got shuffled back a little bit. He's going ahead, continuing a nice solid night, running along in the 8th position as he continues his rookie season in the Veedverks Bandit Grand National Series. And all you really want to do when you're a rookie, you're trying to make a good impression on people, show people that, hey, I'm here to race, not to go ahead and rough people up. And that's what he's done pretty much all night. And go ahead, just run it clean, run it solid, and where it lands, it lands. We'll go ahead and drop one more back here. Number 3 of Riot Hull, as he goes ahead and he trucks along in 8th place now, as he's gotten around the number 1 of Jackson Kelly. And after a horrible start to the final stage for Riot, the number 3, after having a very strong car early on in the race, he's going ahead and he's just found himself so far back. You got to figure unless something major happens where it causes a yellow flag or something like that, that he's just not going to have the time to really make any kind of an attempt to make a run back at it. You got to figure he's going to be going at it as hard as he can for the remainder of the race. And they'll try to pick up whatever they can, but it's definitely going to be an uphill battle for one of the early contenders on the number 3 car as he continues to try to make a rally back, but it doesn't seem like there's enough time for him to do it. And back here in 9th position, we see the number 1 of Jackson Kelly as he goes ahead and comes through the final corner, coming up towards the start-finish line. And he's going to go ahead. He's going to be the first taker to pit road as he goes ahead, ducks in, and makes a green flag pit stop. And it looks like actually he's going to follow a couple cars in. You see the 21 of Roll Tide, the 42 of Tours have also gone ahead inside the pit. So that could mix things up a little bit. And that site should see. Number 9 of Party is still continuing to lead, staying out on the track. So we'll see if he goes ahead and pits this time or if he's going to stay out another lap. And what the rest of the front runners are going to do. We're going to go ahead. We're going to take a short break. We'll jump on board and we'll see if he pits this time or if he stays out another lap. We are back, and we see the number 9 goes ahead and hits pit road. And meanwhile, the 18 gets out of big time out of shape coming over the top of the hill. He had momentarily taken the lead, but after that big incident, moment, he's going to lose the lead to Corey in 22. But he only drops back to 2nd position as we see the green flag pit stops have started. And meanwhile, we drop back to this intense battle here between 21 and 42, as the 1 goes way off the track, and easily gives up the spot for 42 of Tours as they come down the backstretch, get ready towards the hard braking right-hander hit, start, come back up the hill. And the number 1 at Kelly goes way wide again. 21 of Roll Tide gets off into the grass there a little bit, as does the 42 of Tours. Is he going to gather it up? No, he's still fighting it for control. It looks like he's just going to barely catch it as they come out of the left. Get ready to come up the run towards the front straightaway. See the number 18 pits out of 2nd position as the 22 stays out on track for another lap. And apart. He should move back up into the third position, it looks like. These green flag pit stops continue. I believe the 22 is the only car that has yet to pit. So once he goes ahead and makes his pit stop, it should cycle back out to the 9 as the leaders. We see the 18 and the 3 both on pit road this time. I'm sure it'll be 4 tire stops for both of them. Meanwhile, it looks like IROC is going to go ahead and pick up a couple of spots with that cycle of green flag pit stops. By virtue of making his stop earlier, as he goes ahead and comes down the front straightaway while they're on pit road. And here we see we've been watching this intense battle between 4 or 5 cars here further back in the pack. And we see the 3 of Riot Hog goes way wide again and loses a couple of spots to both the 21 and the 61. And meanwhile, the 18 to stay high already cleared him and moved further away. And we watch, and it just seems like the 3 of Riot Hogs just seems to be struggling this last half of the race here. And as we come to the carousel, it just seems like sometimes the car wants to work for him, but other times it just wants to go off the track. And we see his teammate in 21, Tide, going off the track there as they come through the right-hander, getting ready to head down the long back straightaway. And it seems like that's been the problem for the RCR cars all night long, is they have their moments where they're fast on track, but then they just get the time where they just don't seem to be wanting to stay on the track. And they're going ahead, they're drifting off, they're getting into the grass, and they're making mistakes, and it's letting all these other guys go ahead and get by them without really having to make much of a challenge or abuse their cars at all. So while these guys are going ahead and struggling and doing everything they can to stay on the track, these other guys are getting by them, pulling away, and really able to just save their equipment and ride. And that seems to be playing into their advantage, especially on the over the longer runs. As we've had a few moments where we've seen them up towards the front of the fat pack, but for the most part, as far as the leaders have gone, it's been the 22 and the 9, especially the 9 here lately. As we see the 1 car of Jackson Kelly off the track again, as he gets ready to, as he comes through the final corner, coming up the front stretch. And we see, yes, he goes ahead. He was first car in the pit road last time. He's going to be the first car in the pit road this time. He goes ahead and makes his stop. So we figure that probably means Party will be going ahead and making his stop before too much longer. Because it wasn't long after Jackson, the number 1 car, went ahead and made his first stop earlier that Party was in. So we'll go ahead and we'll keep an eye on him, see if he makes his pit stop. He's got a nice, big, comfortable lead over the 22 of Corey right now. So it's not like there's much pressure. He could afford to go ahead and wait an extra lap or two if he decided to do that without really worrying about losing too much of his lead. There is tire fall off here, so tire management is important. But it's, if you use it to build up the big 10-15 second lead, then you can afford to give up this lap, a second or two a lap, for a couple of laps. We'll keep an eye on him. And yep, nope, he's going to go ahead. He's going to stay out again this time. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to fall back to Corey and see if he's going to go ahead and hit, or he's going to stay out once he gets to the point where he can make the decision. As he comes through the top side of the track, getting ready to make that final corner, coming out of the front stretch. Looks like Corey is going to decide to stay out as well in the 22. Meanwhile, we have teammates battling here back in the RCR camp between the 3 and the 21 car. It looks like the 3 is going to hold the spot for the 21. And it looks like IROC in the 2 is going to stay out as well. As does the 61 of Miz. The 18 of Stay High also stays out. Looks like the 42 is going to stay out as well. So far, Jackson Kelly in the number 1 car is the only taker to pit road. So we see Party in the number 9 going ahead and getting a little bit off a track there as he comes through, getting ready to set himself up. Start towards that big, long right-handed carousel again as he makes another left-hander, getting ready to come underneath the speed build tire. And then he'll be going around and taking a ride to the right as he comes around this long, flat carousel. And remember, she looks inviting, but she's off camber, she's downhill, so it's very easy to overcook her. And the fact that he's gone ahead and he's hit that all night, pretty much all night long without making any slips around there is pretty good. And not many cars have done that yet. It looks like Corey's going ahead as he's just now coming to the carousel. And we have the 3 getting off into the grass a little bit again there as his rough night goes ahead and continues. 2 of IROC looks like he's losing some ground as the 21 is going at, or the 18 rather, is catching him as they get ready to come up through the carousel. We see green flag stops on the way. You see the 21 and the 61 already on the pit road. You see 42 also jumps on the pit road. Meanwhile, a leader continues to stay out as he's already started to get into some lap traffic coming by this number 1 car, who definitely seems to be very, very far off pace this stage. His car seemed decent at the start of it, but he just seems to be falling back. He's made a couple extra pit stops now. It just doesn't seem like it's really helped it at all. Meanwhile, his teammate here in the number 9 car continues to go ahead and just run away with it out front. We'll see if he comes in this time or if he decides to stay out another lap. And depending on what he does, we'll go ahead and we'll jump on board with Corey after we see what Mr. Party People here in the number 9 does and see if he decides he's going to come in this time or if he's going to just run another lap. And it looks like, yes, the number 9 is going to go ahead. He's going to dive into pit road this time. We'll jump on back here to the second place car on the number 22 of Corey and see if he goes ahead and he dives into pit road as well this time. It looks like he's going to stay out and decide to go another lap. Got back to IROC in the number 2, see if he's going to decide to pit or if he's going to go out and run another lap because he gets way off. We see it looks like Stay High in the 18 decided to stay out. IROC at the 2 goes ahead, dives into pit road. Stay High stays out, and here at second position as he's going to decide to run another lap. You see the 1 car is back on pit road again. So as they continue to struggle, but they're still soldiering on. They're going to try to put it together the best they can. So you see the 22 of Corey, he's the new race leader. He continues to go ahead and run after staying out. Followed by the 18 of Stay High. We see the number 3 of Riot Health going around the outside of the limping car, Jackson Kelly. As Kelly's just had an off night, and as has Riot Hull in the 3 car. He's just been out of contention pretty much the entire second half of the race. Spent a good amount of time up front earlier, spent a lot of time up in the top 5, but just been a rough go for the final stage ever since that contact started. Seems like it might have knocked his car off or something like that, and just hasn't been able to get it back since. We jump back up here to IROC as he comes out of the pits on fresh tires. See if he's going to go ahead and make a run at it. We are back. And to give you an idea, how about this, folks? To give you an idea of the kind of pace that he's setting, here we see the number 9 of Party People. Now remember, this guy just pitted here a few laps ago, and he's in 3rd position as he's trying to get second from Stay High, who was yet to pit in the number 18 car. And Stay High was running just behind him, not too far off before the pit stop started. So, back in the back half of the top 5. So here we see as he goes ahead and makes a run, takes a position, moves back up to the 2nd position. Let's see if he's able to catch the 22 of Corey before Corey pits. Or if Corey's going to pit here soon or not. He's got quite a way distance to make up. So it's definitely going to be a challenge. But the kind of pace that he's setting with the laps that he's clicking off, it definitely is doable. It's just a matter of if he catches them or not. And then how it's Seems like Corey in the 22 is trying to go. It seems like Corey in the 22 is trying to go one less stop than the rest of the field, so we're going to have to see how it plays out. Party People's definitely had the car for the night, as he's really been the surprise on road courses this season. Just really gotten out in front and kind of ran away with it at the time. We'll have to see if luck plays into his favor tonight. Bandits did elude him from victory lane when we came through preseason, as we said earlier, but he had quite strong performances in both the Veedverks Cup Outlaw Series as well as the Veedverks Gunman Truck Series. So we're going to have to go ahead and watch and see if he's able to finish it off and close it out with a win, or if he's going to go ahead and have something come up here late that's going to end up biting him. Go ahead, we're going to jump on board and see what it's like for a lap. Bandit International Series. We have a day one veteran watching the race with us tonight. Sheldon, Mr. Rowdy Nation, we see you watching. We want to give a big shout out to you. We definitely want to wish you the best with everything you got going on, and we can't wait to see things settle down for you some, so you're able to come back on the track. Rowdy, we love and we miss you. We look forward to when you get back out here with us, so come back soon and get things settled up. We go ahead, we continue on the green here. We continue to ride on board with the number 9 Party People. We're going to go ahead and we're going to see if Corey decides he wants to pit this time, or if he's going to stay out for another lap. And it's definitely got the feel of he's trying to stretch it and see if he can cut out at least one pit stop from the rest of the race. So he goes ahead and he runs another lap. We'll see if he stays out. Nope, he's going to go ahead. He's going to come in this time. So that'll be pitting from the lead. We'll see just where they go ahead and come out in relation to each other, as Party People's getting ready, coming up towards the top side of the track. And we'll see just how much time it is. Yep, there he is on the front stretch. He's going to pass Corey here and easily take over the lead and then some. Corey's car still hasn't even made it to its pit box yet. So there we see the change for the lead as Party continues in the number 9 car with his dominant run tonight. We see the 22 of Corey finally makes it to his pit box. So we'll go ahead, we'll watch the stop, see if they go ahead. It looks like it's going to be a clean stop overall. See him going ahead, revving that motor, getting ready to come out. Just waiting on the team to release him. Let's see. So far, he hasn't lost any positions on the track just yet. Team releases him. It looks like Corey's going to come back out. And it's a lot car getting past him now. And come back out in second position. Go ahead and drop that. It looks like the 18 is continuing to have a rough night as he's falling back a couple more spots. He might be trying to stretch it, though, even further than Corey was, and saying he's going to do it on 2 less stops than the rest of the field and 1 less stop than Corey. Depending on his timing and track position, he might be able to pull it off. It takes a little bit of time to go ahead and save some extra fuel, but not as much as you'd think, especially with as much downhill running as you can do, to where you can really coast and just let the car roll through the corners. So it's not something you see everybody doing, but it's definitely something that's doable, and it could pay off in the long run. So we'll have to keep an eye on this and see how this plays out in the end. Meanwhile, we're going to go ahead and it looks like the rest of the field's pretty much all spread out. So we're going to go ahead and we're just going to let you enjoy the sounds and the sights and watch as these guys go ahead and race it out to the finish. And if you stick around with us, we'll have a word with the winner after the race. And we'll go ahead and get ready to load things up and head to Atlanta. So we're going to go ahead. It looks like we have a 61. Everyone's pretty much settled out. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to jump on board. Our leader here, party people in the number 9. Take a lap, ride around with him, and see his sights and sounds. And move on over to the second place car, Corey, and see if we can pick up any differences in how they're racing. Take a moment to remind everybody as well, in the Veedverks Outlaw Series, we do have a fantasy funds type system, which gives the drivers incentive for raising as far as teams and things like that. They can go ahead and you can purchase teams, you can set yourself up with more teammates, more drivers as the season goes on in the different divisions. But we don't want to put a jinx on it just yet, just because of how clean the race has been overall so far. But we do have an incentive program to where if we do have a caution-free race, with the exception of stages, there is all the entry fees for that week are waived for all the drivers in that week's race that ran without any caution flags. And we're definitely on pace right now between the field being spread out and The guys really just kind of all being in rhythm now, knowing what to expect as they get around each other. And really go ahead, and there's no reason we shouldn't see it finish in the green. Looks like number 9 of Party is going ahead and making his final stop for the race. So we'll have to see if, as we see, 22 of Corey goes ahead and makes a pass for the lead as they come out of the pits going into turn 1. So it's going to be close. It's going to be tight. We'll see if he's got the time to go ahead and catch him or not. We go ahead. We jump back on board with Party People in 9. You can see the 22 of Corey just up there, just up ahead. And you can see he is really driving hard as he gets in there. It's all out of shape in that braking zone. But gathers it back up. We're going to loosen Brown and Corey there coming out of the corner, coming down this long back straightaway. We'll see if he's able to go ahead and make up any time. See, yep, there's the 22 coming back into our view. Goes ahead, dives it in deep. Is going to go ahead and stick. Yes, it does. It's going to make up a ton of time as they come underneath the vet bridge, getting ready to head into the carousel. We go ahead, we jump up, out and jump on the track side cameras. Take a look and watch, and you can visibly see him catching. Oh, no, he gets out in the grass a little bit there, gathers it back up, keeps it straight. He's going to go ahead and not lose much time as they go ahead, heads back into the left-hander, going to get ready, set up for that long sweeping carousel. If he's going to make up time anywhere, it's going to be here. He's been making up time here all night, and with new tires versus old tires, he should definitely make up some big time here now. Coming through the long sweeper, getting ready through down the short chute, heading into the nice slight right-hander, coming out of the corner. He's going to go ahead, he's going to keep it on the track and see if he's going to make up any time here. So they come down this long back straightaway, getting into a nice tight braking zone. You can see that 22 is getting closer and closer every lap as he goes ahead and gets into there a little bit deeper before he's able to. Coming back up the hill. You see if he's going to make up any time as he come out of the final set of corners one more time and finish up another lap. We get closer and closer towards the conclusion of tonight's race. Looked like we thought he was going to be able to catch the 22 of Corey, but Corey just seems to be driving away from him now. Maybe there was a method to his madness. We're going ahead and saving that car and waiting so long to make his good stop. And it looks like Hardy will just try to make up some ground on him. There's definitely no lack of trying. He's on 2 wheels, getting ready to come up towards the front straight away one more time. So they come out of the corner, get ready to come up and finish another lap. The clock ticks down more and more. So it's one more lap down, one less lap to try to catch him. Coming down the front straightaway, you see him way up there, that little itty bitty tiny dot, that's Corey, as he continues to stretch it away. And it looks like Hardy just either made a wrong adjustment there here late, and he's trying to make up for it now, or something seems off on that car. And she's not as stable, it don't look like, going through the corners. Either that or he's just driving it a little bit too hard right now. And it's just letting Corey get that little bit further and further away as they come out of the corner. And you see that 22 starting to pull on that number 9 car a little bit more as they come down. And the car that was so strong earlier, seems to have been caught up a little bit by pit strategy. Whether it was just not saving a little bit and running a little bit too hard and having to make that extra pit stop, it looks like it's going to end up costing him here in the end. We have word that the 42 has officially retired after losing the motor not too long after the start of the final stage, so that team's having a tough start to the season, as that should be their second DNF in a row. And DNFs are definitely costly, as it costs money to repair the vehicles, and if you don't fix it, you can't race it. So we'll have to see if they're able to come back from another setback and try to mount a challenge and make up some points and get some money made back up. That's it, folks. Looks like our winner tonight is going to be Corey in the number 22. Followed in second place is going to be number 9 of Party People. So he comes up just a little bit short once again. Watch to see who comes home in third position here. like number 3 of Riot Hull is going to be our third place finisher. Followed by the number 61 is in fourth. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm getting a correction. 18 was in third position, followed by the number 3 and fourth. 61 in fifth. Number 2 would be in 7th position. Number 21 would be in 8th, followed by the number 1 in 9th, and the 42 would be rounding out the field with a DNF. We'll be right back in a moment. We'll have a word with our winner before we go off the air.
On the marketplace, came back to me, stole my face.
We're trying to reach our winner, and we'll see if we can get Party in here for a word as well. Okay, it looks like he's not going to be available, so we're going to go ahead and sign off here. And we will see you all next week as we come at you live with a triple header from Atlanta. See you all next week right here at the official home for the Veedverks Outlaws series on YouTube, the Veedverks Outlaws channel. Have a good night.